say when somebody would say to you, "You're still harping on Flint," I would say, "If that's annoying, imagine how annoying it is for people that haven't had fresh water." Like
Yeah.
like, well, we'll just forget about it then because people are tired of hearing about it. We'll just let that go.
Speaking of,
You know the pandemic you guys are tired of?
yeah,
People are tired of? They've been in an 8-year pandemic. So
Right.
seriously.
Yeah.
We're talking with Jordan Chariton of Status Quo News. I want a Jordan rant today. I think we need one.
Do you
And,
have one? He seems
Jordan-
really low key right now.
Jordan's got one
He's
up his
not
sleeve
hyped
because,
up. I don't know.
but
I could give you a rant. Give me a topic.
Yeah,
Can I
Oh,
just
he's
say about
drinking coffee as he's grabbing.
can I just say about Ryan Grimm for a second? And I don't
Sure.
really care if I'm attacked. I don't understand why Ryan Grimm. I mean, I don't know. I don't know Ryan Grimm. I've worked thanks to him. He greenlit a couple stories through The Intercept for us to break. So I appreciate that. There wasn't any other outlets willing to do
Right.
Flint. So, but I don't really, I know Jimmy has attacked Ryan constantly and others have attacked Ryan, but like, I don't particularly understand why Ryan has become this pinata because like Ryan he's a journalist. Like, he's not the person that would be ranting fraud squad and these things. So like the fact that like he doesn't bash
Right.
the squad and Bernie and like makes him a fraud, like he's a journalist. It's not really, I mean, you know, I'm a journalist and I give my opinion and he gives his opinion on the Hill, but like it would be inappropriate for him to be like a hot take commentator going after, like, you know, you could argue, all right, maybe he did an interview from time to time with Pramila Jayapal or others that you didn't feel were aggressive enough. But it just seems like there's been this expectation that Ryan Grimm should be bashing the fraud and the squad and Bernie and these people when that's really not the role of like an actual reporter. They wouldn't have any credibility to be a reporter if they were like breaking stories and then going live doing videos, hashtag fraud squad. So I don't really understand it because I look at The Intercept. I don't agree with everything they do or every story they cover. You know, they've fucked up in the past with certain things like Reality Winner. But overall, if you read the stories they do, a lot of it is not being done elsewhere. So like, I don't know. I'm just puzzled by the Ryan Grimm hate. It just seems to have become like a cottage industry. I think he does good work. I don't think he's perfect, but I think they cover a lot of important things. I don't think it's access journalism to not go do videos saying fraud squad. So that's my take on Ryan Grimm.
Yeah, and I think it's a very fair one. Again, I know there's nothing perfect that's out there, but there is, again, just like corporate media makes their living by dividing and conquering us, the same is true with these nihilistic movements on social media. And it goes on both sides. It's on the left and it's on the right. And you know who the grifters are, you know how they make their money. You could be somebody as simple as any one of these groups who we do not have to name, or you could be as high on the hog as somebody like Dave Rubin. It basically is like it's a cottage industry. You can make a lot of money basically just riling the crap out of countless people, but that doesn't actually deal with real problems. And so this leads to something that I know it's really been brewing for a while, but the idea that this infrastructure bill is anything other than a corporate giveaway, and the fact that they have been out there trying to sell this idea that, oh, we're finally going to fix the pipes. Yeah, a few $1 billion. Yeah, that'll fix it. It's like, oh my God, you got to fix the entire infrastructure. This is a joke. Like you need like probably $1 trillion to fix this problem, and you're throwing crumbs at it in order to try to make it seem like you're trying.
It's actually worse than what you just said, because I don't think a lot of people realize the provisions of the infrastructure deal. Let's just address the lead pipes for a second. They're not mandatory, meaning the utilities, the water utilities, so like the Flint Water Department,
Right.
the Detroit Water Department, the Miami-Dade Water Department, whatever, they don't actually have to use the money to replace the lead lines.
Right.
So Biden kind of left that out of the transformational spiel. So that's number one. It's not like we give you this money, you are to dig up these lines.
There's no oversight, is what
Correct.
you're saying. What you're saying is it's a slush fund for our filthy, corrupt municipalities.
Right.
Okay.
Or there's no oversight, enforcement, any of that. Secondly, there's multiple problems with this, just on the water part, because Biden has tweeted out, the Democratic Party has really become a marketing and branding exercise. Biden has tweeted out that this will ensure safe drinking water. Well, first of all, you need at least $60 to $70 billion to replace all the lead service lines. This one provides $15 billion. So that's number one. Secondly, not to bore people with like engineering, they're just addressing the service lines. So those are the lines that deliver water from your curb into your home or your curb into your apartment complex. This is not touching the main pipes underneath the street, which are a lot of them are lead, a lot of them are cast iron, which have lead fixtures. So they're not touching that underneath the street, which in most places in America, you're talking 50 to 100 years old. In Newark, New Jersey, during the water crisis, it came out that they had pipes from the 1800s still underneath the street. So they're not touching the main pipes. They're only touching the service lines, and they're not touching, in a city like Flint or Detroit or many other places, people's interior plumbing. So bottom line, you could replace the service lines from the curb into the home. Jesus could bless the water. But if it's going through other pipes that are busted, that's a problem. Secondly, this infrastructure deal, like 2-3 years ago when Trump was pushing infrastructure, I mean, experts were saying you need $3 trillion to keep up with America's rotting infrastructure. We're getting $500 billion in new money. So it's totally inadequate. It's totally written by the Chamber of Commerce and Third Way and no labels to basically just check the box. And Biden, frankly, has this weird 1980s, fetish with bipartisanship. So essentially, if they could get some Republicans to sign on to going to dinner, say we got a bipartisan deal. So yeah, this infrastructure deal is woefully inadequate. It's not going to really make a difference as far as Democrats keeping power. It will build some new bridges and there will be some stuff, but totally, it's just another neoliberal band-aid to gaping gunshot wounds. And of course, Biden allowed Josh Geitheimer and the rest of these political terrorists to strip all the climate provisions out.
Is he your congressman by any chance?
Huh?
Is he your congressman by any chance?
No, he's not. Thank God. And then you move over to the Build Back Better, which I call Build Back bullshit.
Yeah.
And listen, I don't have children, so I don't want to poo-poo universal pre-K. I think that's a good thing. It's for 6 years. Hopefully, like other kind of social welfare entitlement programs, Republicans won't be able to gut it. But once you remove the universal pre-K, the rest of it, it's a lot of neoliberalism. You got 4 weeks of paid leave that's through private insurance. So good luck with that bureaucratic mess. You have $150 billion for affordable housing. Listen, I've been around this country. $150 billion for affordable housing. Yeah, that might address 1 or 2 cities. Number 3, you have what they're calling the transformational climate proposals of $400 to $500 billion. Yeah, look underneath the hood. It's all tax credits. It's all incentives. None of it is binding. None of it has teeth. The only thing that did have teeth, which was fining utilities if they don't shift over to more renewables, Manchin forced that out. And they want the government in this bill, government subsidies, almost 100% paid for by the government for carbon capture retrofitting. So at a coal plant in West Virginia, to basically retrofit it to carbon capture, which any climate expert or any economist will tell you is completely wasteful, the most expensive thing you could do. So yeah, it's a mess. And unfortunately, it's going to be sold as transformational. And then Democrats are going to move on to saying, well, Trump's going to run again, so vote for us.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.